Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and a Lego set and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote, and the Tier 2 blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or you can just be a lurker, because being a lurker is also cool. It is a Monday night. You have noticed by the sound of my voice that I am not at 100%. I have a cold. It is kind of whooping my butt. John is here. Welcome, John. Happy to have you here. Mr. Bob is here. Hello, Mr. Bob. Welcome, welcome. The voice, it is not good right now. It is not great. I got a bad cough. Lord Crashton says, hey, Pat. Hey to you, Lord Crashton, and welcome, welcome. I'm going to try my best to not cough directly into the microphone. I will make that mistake several times, most likely, but I will do my best not to do it. At the top of the show, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow night. I will be doing this whole stream, no problem, but I will not be streaming tomorrow. My goal is to let my voice recuperate and let myself get over this cold on Tuesday and Wednesday so that I can stream properly on Thursday. So going to be on vocal rest tomorrow and Wednesday. So sorry, we will not be returning to the world of Pokemon Platinum. I have made the decision to postpone that till next month. We'll do it in November. And my apologies, but when it comes right down to it, I just don't want to sound bad, and I don't want to sound bad on Thursday. I don't want to feel bad tomorrow, and I don't want to feel bad on Thursday. And that, look, it legitimately, and I want to make this very clear, has nothing to do with the fact that AEW is running tomorrow night because of baseball on Wednesday. I was fine with missing the second hour and catching on the replay. I literally, illness and travel are the only two reasons I don't stream. And my illness count is really low. So I don't feel bad about canceling. Here's the real thing. I don't feel bad about canceling anytime. I've never canceled because I just didn't feel like streaming. I have canceled for illness and rescheduled due to travel. And occasionally I've had to end a stream early. Back in the days when I still worked at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, there was a couple emergencies where I had to cut the stream early to go into work to relieve someone or to fix a problem. But yeah, so I don't really feel bad about it. I am defending myself, which I don't really need to because you people are great. I am sorry that you will not have a Tuesday night entertainment with this guy. But I'm not loving being sick. I haven't had a cold in like 3 years. I don't love it. I don't love it. So there's that. I fully believe. How dare you get sick? It's Lord Crashton. Yeah, I know. But some people are not pleased with that. Hey, make it very clear. I want to make it very clear. I don't get to do this without the support of people who want to watch what I do and support me financially and support me with chatting and support me with views. And if I am part of your Tuesday night, that is a blessing, and I am grateful for it. So I want to make that very clear that fucking rules, and I take that responsibility very high. I don't take it lightly. I take it seriously. But that being said, y'all got to do something else tomorrow night because I'm not playing Pokemon on stream while I'm sick. I will build a model kit because this God Gundam, goddamn, this God Gundam is gorgeous. This real grade. It's almost done. We're body complete. We got to finish the core fighter, build some beam saber hilts, and then put some fancy accessories on this thing, and then we'll call this kit done. We got to put these rings on and build the extension for the rings. So we're going to finish that tonight. Then we'll move on to the Lego Supersonic Jet 3-in-1. I don't know which one we'll build first, the 3-in-1. I'm going to look at it and kind of make my decision because you can start at any of them. So I think I don't think I want to start with a jet. I want to start maybe with a helicopter or the boat. Maybe we'll build the boat. That's fun. I'm going to just build a boat. I don't know yet. This could also take the whole stream. I don't think it will. All right. Let's see. Apologies. I had a typo in my tweet. I'm going to reply to that. Am I going for the sympathy game? No. Would it be nice if some people were like, oh, Pat has a cold? I'll tune in. That would be great. But I'm not counting on that. Also, if my voice, as it is right now, where it is not at 100%, is fucking bothersome, I understand. I have said this before, and I will say it again. You don't need a reason to dip. Sometimes you're just like, I'm watching football. I think I'm good. Or, oh, another streamer is doing a thing. I'm going to check that out. Or like, maybe I don't want to be on the internet tonight. Folks, if you ever not want to be on the internet, don't be on the internet if you don't have to. I mean, I want you here. Believe me. I want those views. I want those numbers. Speaking of numbers, right before we get into the model kit building, as we start working on this goddamn Gundam. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome. Reminder, we are currently at 34 subscribers. The goal is to hit 40. We want to hit that big 4-0. So if you'd like to become a subscriber or gift a sub to somebody in the community, use your Prime Gaming token or Cash Money to join. Pay Cash Money to gift the sub. Be cool. You don't have to, but I would like to get to that 40. Overhead. Go. Yeah, so we have the kit built. We're using the cool glowy arms or hands. Because why wouldn't we use the cool hands? We got the cool hands. We might as well use the cool hands. So yeah, this kit is complete, is built. But we have to build the core fighter, the core lander, I should say. The core lander eventually becomes the backpack. It goes like this and becomes the backpack. But the idea is our pilot is riding this and literally flies into the back of the kit. And it converts, and then it becomes the backpack. And then you get out of the core lander, and then in the chest in here, you suddenly get in a cool outfit, and then you control, by standing up and moving your arms, you control the mobile suit. You don't sit in a cockpit. You fly in a cockpit, and then you get up. It works. How does it work for the horse that controls the Pegasus or the unicorn? I don't know, but it does. There is a horse pilot in Gundam. It's canonically in a Gundam series that a horse can pilot a Gundam or mobile suit, not a Gundam. But yeah, have I purchased that horse that this kit will sit on? Yes, I have purchased that horse. Do I have that yet? No, it's fourth quarter. When I get it, I will build it. There's no rule that says a horse can't pilot a mobile suit. You're right, John. I think other series are cowards for not having a horse in their shows. What's up with every other Gundam series that's like, this series doesn't have any horses in it? Seems foolish to me. Cowards. So let's see. Other than me being sick and not streaming tomorrow, making the decision to not stream tomorrow, so that I can give my voice plenty of time to recover. What else is going on? I have mentioned this. I will not be a broken record about it because I don't have any real new information about this right now. But I will say, hey, I am going to PAX Unplugged. Save the date. If you're going to PAX Unplugged, be there on Friday so you can see me, 7 p.m. in the Crab God Theater. Which will be fun. It will not be streamed, but it will be recorded, and I will upload that series or that video to YouTube for people to watch it. Probably that Monday, maybe even that weekend. Depends on how busy I am that weekend, and how good the Wi-Fi or Ethernet is at my hotel. Some rooms have Ethernet plugs. I'm not saying this one will, but some have. Mr. Bob says there are a number of Gundam series with horses, so yeah, why not more horse pilots? Hey, is there a horse that hangs out inside? Was that no, that was a cow. There's a cow in the Turn A Gundam, right? In Mr. Mustache, there's a cow in there. Is that accurate? It wasn't a horse, it was a cow that was just hanging out. But that cow doesn't pilot the mobile suit, so they got close. Cows are just fat horses. Lord Crashington, I don't believe that's accurate. But yes, if I remember correctly, there is a horse, of course. God Goddamn undergating. Get out of here, undergating. So frustrating. Are you undergating? No. Maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out if these pieces are clips to make this connect better or undergating that I need to destroy. No, they're clips. Okay. They're meant to be there. Great. All right, we got to build 2 of these, and then we are going to panel line it. We'll build the other one, and then we'll go back. These are our wings and things, so we got to get these together here. And then when these are together, this kit will be complete. Yes, they move the cow in the nuclear missile launcher. Yes, that's right. Thank you, friends. I appreciate you backing me up on a thing that I could not fucking remember. It completely escaped my brain. I was like, there's definitely something about that, and I can't remember exactly what it was. All right, so we'll put that there, here, and we need 17 and 18. This is on one side, this is on the other, so we'll do that there. All right, what else can we talk about here? Yeah, I'm going to PAX Unplugged. I'm excited about it. I have not been to a convention since the previous PAX Unplugged, so it'll be nice to go to a convention, and I believe more people I know will be at this one than previous. Excited to have a panel. As of right now, I am in a conversation to appear on a separate panel by somebody else. And when I have details, you will have details. But I don't want to say that I am definitely doing that because I don't know for sure. So I don't want to be like, yeah, that's definitely happening. Because who knows? All right, so this goes like this. Yeah, and that goes. Right. Yes, okay. I watched a video by Toy Galaxy on G Gundam, and the guy says that toy designs came first. I don't know how true that is, but it could explain a lot. So that would explain something, like the idea that they want to do a Gundam line. Because for folks that don't know, G Gundam is the first televised show that is outside the Universal Century, that is just its own unique Gundam thing. So the idea that they were like, all right, we're going to design a toy line of action figures and model kits, and we're just going to go buck wild with it, make something with all of this. And what they ended up making was a fighting anime, like a shonen fighter. It kind of makes sense if you look at it in that perspective of like, oh, okay, yeah, we have all these designs. I don't know what we're doing with them. Like that kind of makes sense. Again, yeah, I don't know if that's true. I've never heard that before, Mr. Bob, but it's a theory. We'll say a possibility certainly, and an intriguing one, because it's just like, yeah, how do you make that work when you have like mobile suits from different countries? Well, they represent the colonies that left Earth. They don't represent the countries that are still there. And I guess in this reality, every country had enough money to get a colony, but some are doing better than others. And we'll just play with that reality and see how that goes until we can't make any sense of it, I guess. Hey, Harold, welcome. Harold, I'm going to give you the update. I have a cold. I'm not enjoying it. My voice isn't great, and I'm going to be coughing again because the throat lozenge that I swallowed and used right before the stream will eventually wear off, and then I will just sound worse than this. And luckily, they made G Gundam, and it wasn't even a little problematic. Yes, I'm John. At the end of the day, G Gundam had no problems, and no one felt bad or weird. It wasn't full of bad stereotypes that made people feel terrible. It made complete and total sense, top to bottom. It didn't feature a very cool female character that had agency and got to do stuff. That everything was taken away from her, and instead of making her an important character, she became the second girl in the series. Yeah, there wasn't like terrible. It didn't feature similar plot elements to Speed Racer of all fucking things. Uh, yeah, it was pitch perfect, top to bottom, and there were no complaints by anyone at any point about it. G Gundam. Oh, yeah. And said female pilot who was kick ass and then got downgraded to being kind of important. She didn't have just a mobile suit that was just a schoolgirl motif that had nothing to do with her country of origin, right? That didn't happen, did it? Now, am I saying the Nobel Gundam isn't fucking kick ass? No. The Nobel Gundam is great. It's just weird that there are only 3 characters in it that have nothing to do with their country of origin. And it's Hong Kong, Japan, and Sweden are just like, yeah, we're not going to go on these stereotypes. We just made cool mobile suits. Actually, in the case of Neo Sweden, we're going with a stereotype of Japan for some reason. We're just going to do that. I don't know. Is there an explanation for that? I don't remember if there is. If there is, I don't remember it. What was 13 supposed to be? Did I miss a piece on the arm or something? Yes, I did. I forgot to put a part here on the arm, so I'm gonna do that. I just noticed it. I was like, wait, that's an arm part. I messed up, friends, and I did not build an arm piece here, so we're gonna do that too. Why not? Nobody noticed but me, and I noticed now of all times, so just gotta fix this arm. It's just like, and then more pieces fell off of this dang arm. I'm doing great here. Yeah, I totally just missed parts of this build. Only like a little bit of it. I haven't made it to Neo Sweden yet, but looking forward to it. Does it really need a functioning arm? I mean, Lord Crashington, no, it really only needs a shining finger, if you want to be honest about it. This mobile suit just needs a shining finger. That's it. And Domon. I mean, it really does need Domon. Domon's not considered a new type, but he unlocks powers that regular pilots don't have. So I would say he is new type-ish. I mean, he's got main character plot armor. Let's be real. And yes, is that plot armor the power of love? Of course it is. It really, like, and I am not joking about that. Spoilers for G Gundam. The power of love is fucking important in G Gundam. Love conquers all. I mean, it does. Also, being kind of a jerk is helpful. Was there a char like in G Gundam? I mean, there is a yes. I mean, there is a masked man in G Gundam. There is a masked man with a secret identity and a shocking information about him. So yes, there is a masked man in G Gundam, but it's less of a char and more of a Agent X from Speed Racer. That's a little bit more on the nose for that character. All right, what else we gotta do? Okay, we gotta build this part here. Okay, so as I said, PAX Unplugged. That's a place I'm gonna be. If you're around Philly, you're going to the convention, please come to my panel. I'm going to need people to come to that panel. And details on who is doing it coming soon. Let's see. This is a quick story. Discord launched a YouTube integration and the Nitro Basic subscription plan, which is $3 a month. So there were a bunch of bots that would make it so you could show YouTube videos and it was integrated in Discord better than just someone screen sharing. And those bots were kind of like disappearing in the past like few months. And people were like, hey, what's happening to these bots? and nobody really knew. Well, the answer is a new activities feature, which should be pretty cool, and we'll see how it goes. The fact that there is a cheaper subscription on Nitro might actually mean that less boosts happen, and it might hurt some people who are trying to recoup some cost or their time or effort on people that run Discords. But we'll see. I have watched people add to a playlist on YouTube that had this. I don't have it right now. So that was kind of neat to see how they are doing. I've had Nitro at some point. When I still had really good internet, I paid for Nitro so that I could stream at 1080. Can't really stream at 1080 now with my current internet setup, so it's not worth it. But at one point I did. Just panel lining this here. We're going to do gray on this piece, and then there's one little piece that we're going to do some black on, but we'll just get the gray on there. YouTube Watch Together is the thing they've been doing for a while. But yeah, basically it syncs up the YouTube videos without having to be screen share, which I think is pretty good. I just keep thinking of WCW Nitro, Lord Crushing says, when hearing Nitro. I understand. That's where your brain goes. I gotcha. I get it. Let's see. Yeah, they got rid of some bots that were doing YouTube integration. Now it's official. It's part of activities. It's a rocket ship button in the voice channels. Let's see. And then there's some games that are in there, which I have not tried any of the other activities. And there's the new plan, which is $3 a month, which allows Discord users to use custom emoji. Excuse me. Upload 15 megabyte files. Does not have server boosts. Does not have HD streaming. Animated avatars, custom profiles in the $10 plan. So it's just uploading more and custom emojis. But it's cheaper. And that's coming... it's already in the UK as a test, and it's coming to everybody else basically Thursday. And there's more stuff coming. But yeah, seems kind of interesting. Good for them. I don't want Nitro for bigger files and a profile photo. I hear you, Lastbrook. I really don't care about most of those things myself. That's just me. That's just how I do it. And how I like things going. But I understand. I know that stuff is important for folks. The bigger uploads is helpful. And then, I don't think I'm definitely going to be getting this unless the Discord that I hang out in decides that we all want it so that we can all control YouTube playlists. But I don't know. I don't necessarily see us all going down that route. I don't know. I might try it for a month to see what's up. And in that Discord, I don't end up being I'm not the one that streams all the time, so I don't have Nitro right now, the regular Nitro. So, not necessarily looking to get the new one. All right, we're done with the gray marker. We're going to add the black marker for a little bit, and then clean these all up, and then we'll move on to the connector pieces that will put these wings together, which will be good, and we'll be almost done with this fucking kit. It's been a long process because it's a real grade, so you got tiny, tiny pieces, but it's going to look real good when it's done. It'll all be worth it. All right, we haven't talked about this yet. We got to. G4 is ending. Let's see. Comcast pulls the plug on G4. They sent out notice on Sunday. Not everyone got that notice on Sunday. Some people found out via the fucking internet. At least one person found out. Let's see who found out that way. Gerard the Completionist found out via a tweet from Wario64. Yes, Xavier Woods checked in, ended up buying Wi-Fi on a flight to send a text, and then just kind of out of habit went to Twitter and saw that happening. But there were several people that found out via tweet. Contract workers, full part-time employees. I don't believe full-time employees, but part-time employees. A bunch of people found out via tweets They had not gotten word of this email that went out. Um, uh, which is, yeah, is a goddamn bummer. There was a memo that went out, and so basically, the son of the head of Comcast really likes video games, and that's why G4 came back because I figured G4 came back because gamers. There's probably money to be made there. Now G4 came back as like live streams that then the next day would go out on a TV network that only like some people got, like colleges and like some extra channel stuff. So it was never really widespread. It wasn't in like everyone's houses or anything. And then they had some of the original programming. They brought some people back. They had some new stuff. They spent a lot. It sounds like they spent a lot of fucking money on to bring in some names of note, Xavier Woods included, Austin Creed. But it didn't really take off with the audience it needed to, which of course is people that don't know what the fuck G4 is. So it was not no, Mr. Bob. It only lasted a year, and they hadn't gotten that deal. They had just started doing some stuff like the Pluto TV deal just happened. Like they just started putting their content on Pluto. It was part of the reason why it was having problems. The pandemic, sure, but that's not the only reason why it was having problems. And then part of the issue was certainly the fact that it didn't have a good business model. Of course, last summer, the president of G4 left, and then it got moved around. They ended up pulling a lot of funding. It had distribution deals with Verizon Fios, Cox, Xfinity, and Philo. Philo was the thing that was most recent. And they didn't bring back, I think they didn't bring it back because of whatever. They didn't bring back like Web Soup. Web Soup could have just been dedicated to TikToks. That was a Soup spinoff that was on G4 that Chris Hardwick hosted. I'm not saying bring back Chris Hardwick, but I am saying they should have done something with Web Soup and just made it about just TikTok focused. They did some live play of D&D stuff. They should have probably done more of it. There was the whole early on. There was a whole like, hey, why are we so down on NFTs rant that was like seemed very nonsense from one of the people. There have been layoffs in a number of departments through consistently, and it seemed like they weren't going full force on being a TV network anymore, and they weren't doing a good job of being a Twitch and YouTube thing, and they were trying to do both, and they were bad at both. So I'm not surprised that it lasted. I'm not surprised that from the announcement to its launch was longer than from its launch to now. I am not surprised by that in the least. That makes perfect sense to me. I feel bad for everyone who lost their jobs in a really shitty way, but I don't know who would watch a gaming-centric TV channel. Yes, Mr. Bob. So, like, because people in a Discord that I'm in were like, hey, I'm young. Why did people watch G4? And you watch G4 because it was some cool people talking about video games. Olivia Munn is an attractive woman. So Olivia Munn drew eyes to the product, certainly. She wasn't the only reason that people were there. They were talking about games on TV, and you had to go to the internet for games coverage. You also, I would like to remind folks that live streams of like E3 were not a thing for a very long time. Like G4 was at E3 doing live stream coverage. You could watch like really low bitrate video of like GameSpot, I guess, or you could on your TV find out what was going on. Game trailers was a huge thing because you could just watch game trailers on your TV. It was novel, as Lord Crescent says. Yeah, you only watch G4 for E3, says Harold. Yeah. You had to go over to your friend's house. Yes. So I watched G4 at the end because a bunch of my friends wrote on Web Soup. So I watched towards the end of its, its time as a network. And that was kind of the reason why I went back and stuck around. But yeah, I would watch for that coverage. I watched Tech TV back in the day when, G4 eventually merged and consumed Tech TV. But I certainly enjoyed that channel as well for the more nerdy stuff, screensavers and the like. But like, there was some good stuff there. It's just an Attack of the Show. Attack of the Show was like aimed at teens and pretty okay and pretty cool, and they kind of did the smart thing, but they didn't have the budget or time to invest in it. And like, games coverage right now is personality focused, and you have to basically like get people who already have an audience to do your thing, or bring people in that have audiences at other places, and it's not an easy thing, and people were charging what they were worth, and so it was expensive. And then you're doing like you're doing this show, this stream, this live stream for Twitch and archiving on YouTube, but you also have to make it TV quality. And so you're spending a lot of money on infrastructure, which is just expensive because you're filming it on legit equipment. So you need the people that can run that equipment. And then you're also bringing in people that specialize in putting that shit out and doing the social media stuff and all that, and trying to make it seem like it mattered, and it didn't matter. Yes. And then like also people were not interested, and people were shitty and weird. And it went through all the stuff that you would have. And it's like, they got all the bad stuff about being on the internet, and they didn't get enough of the good stuff about being on the internet. Like, as a brand that existed that people were watching. And there was some good stuff. Like I said, their D&D stuff was fun and good people on. I mostly watched this new incarnation when I happened to catch a promotion from Austin Creed, and there were going to be wrestlers on, because I like to see wrestlers do fun things and have a good time. And that was a way to see wrestlers doing cool things and having a good time, right? Like, that was, to me, that was an interesting thing to go and watch. But yeah, it did not seem like a particularly fun place to work, and it seemed rough, and it seemed like a bad idea. And yeah, and it's just like, oh. The memo that went out that Deadline has, I'm reading the Deadline article here, says, as you know, G4 was reintroduced last year to tap into the popularity of gaming. That's the first line of the Dear John letter that they're getting, which is just like, hey, games, as you know, we started this shit because we were like, these game things seem to be catching on. Let's get on board with this shit. And then we quickly realized, oh fuck, this ain't working. Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate interest in G4, but viewership is low, and the network has not achieved substantial financial results. It's a year. It's been a year, and they're like, weird. It's not immediately popular. It's almost like the nostalgia for G4 didn't translate into views for the current G4. Almost like that. It's almost like that was not a thing that they should have been counting on. Weird. Weird, I say. So weird. They were like, it just didn't work. I want to thank everyone G4 for hard work, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they, to their credit, I will give them some credit to say this does end with our human resource team is reaching out to you to provide you with support, discuss other opportunities that may be available, and answer any questions you have. So they are trying to place some people in other departments. Now, obviously, on-air talent most likely is not going to easily find work, but if you were working on video or producing or some things, they might be able to help you out. At the very least, they do make that offer. Who knows if that will actually end up helping anybody. G4 feels like an old millennial brand. It feels like Venn, VNN, the people that were like, we are going to be the what was Venn's stupid tagline? Oh, I'm trying to. I think it might be in the article. Venn, a startup billed as the NTV of video games. I never heard of Venn until it shut down, but Venn literally was like, hey, let's be a thing that no one in our target demographic cares about. Everyone is going to go work at the Golf Channel. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I understand legacy brands because you're doing less work. Like the idea of starting up like Venn, a new product, you either have to invoke feelings of nostalgia or be the actual nostalgic thing. And it should be like, hey, we're doing a new Starcade. And it's just like, man, nobody fucking remembers Starcade. And also, I don't know if Starcade was good. I'm not convinced Starcade was a good thing that people have nostalgia for. I don't fucking know, my friend. All right, why doesn't this want to work? Shit. This piece does not seem to want to connect properly. Yeah, this does not fit in right. What am I missing? Oh, weird. Yeah, that just does not fit in quite right. Huh. The problem is I can't really liquid cement this together because it needs to work. So we'll see. Yeah, that just pops off. But like, I guess if I just do like these pieces, I can do that. If I just do the plugs here with some liquid cement, it might still work out okay. We'll see. Whatever. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I don't know. But this just is not holding it. So I'm going to hold this together here. So yeah, that sucks. Obviously, we hate that. We hate for people finding out via Twitter that they lost their jobs. Obviously, we fucking hate that. We think that sucks ass. And of course, we do feel for everybody affected because that is awful. So hopefully people will land on their feet and find new work. I do have some friends that have worked there. Obviously, people know, friends with Abby Russell. And Abby worked there and was laid off previously. So I am friends with Abby. But I did have other friends that worked there behind the scenes. And for one of those friends, G4 was a good excuse for them to... G4, Comcast through G4 helped them move to LA. And they've been wanting to move to LA, and this was a job waiting for them, which of course they hoped that they would have longer than they did. But at the very least, it did help them get to Los Angeles. And so, thanks G4 for that. Wish that they'd had that job longer, but they got it. Did it break or... So, it didn't... I don't think anything broke. I just think it's not a good connection, Lashbrook. These pegs don't seem to interlock the way I would like them to on the other side here as well. It just does not feel like it is that strong of a connection in these pieces here. So we'll see what happens on this one. Maybe it'll be a stronger connection. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Nothing broke. It just doesn't feel great. So I put a little liquid cement. It should not decrease the movement of these pieces because you do want them to splay out. So hopefully everything will be good there. And then we got to do... This is 8-7, which is this one. This is going to go on here. Because this is the core Corlander has to have its little wangs. All right, so now we got to do the other wang. Not the number wang. We're not doing number wang. We're just doing the wangs. I am building the MG Zagok, Massacre Zagok, and it is from the period of time where the mono eye stickers sucked, and I may end up trying to paint it. Mr. Bob, I've been there. I understand. I have not gone down the, well, guess I gotta fucking paint this shit route, as you are, Ian, but I have been in there of that. Well, this is from a weird period where some of these stickers are not good. Turns out we are in the bad sticker zone. I have been in the bad sticker zone, and I feel you. All right, so that, and we'll go here. Let's see, other things we could talk about. Oh yeah, it's Manhwa Monday, my friends, not Manga Monday. We're going to talk about Manhwa. I should have cut it, but I forgot how bad these were. Oh, yeah. I think these are like third-party jewel decals for mono eyes. Are there? Yeah, there probably are. At least the modern G4 has less transphobia surrounding it with the way people talk about Morgan Webb. Yeah, there did seem to be the reaction of people on there of different genders and sexual orientations and presentations seemed to be more positive, and also they seemed as a brand to be less dude bro focused, which is nice. It was nice. I mean, it's at this point a fucking should be a given, but like was still all right. Well, good on you for not being the fucking worst. I guess we can say that. Y'all aren't complete and utter trash piles, so thanks for that. Okay, so we didn't put this on right, so we gotta do this. This gotta go like this. Why is this not? Sorry, everybody. I did the other one, and it was fine, and then I'm doing this one, and it is not fine, and I'm like, interesting. Weird. Yeah, so that goes in like that. So this is right. Okay, so this is right. So then we need small friend here. We need larger friend here. Let's go like that. Okay. And then we need largest friend here. All right, that's better. Okay, that is looking right. All right. We're figuring it out, everybody. So it's Manhwa Monday. I'm going to talk about a manhwa that I have been reading. So I'll put that into chat now here in a second. And we'll talk about anime in the second hour. Everybody got enough time to talk about this manhwa, a South Korean book that is called Genius of the Unique Lineage. And I will say, this is a pretty fucking interesting manhwa. Look, there aren't any guilds. There are monsters that need to be fought. As far as I can see, it is not there's no Mirim. There's no like special. That could change, but right now, where we are at, there are unique humans, but we don't have any of the other kind of baggage that you find in a lot of these like main character is super strong, fights people, has skills kind of a thing. There's no like skill tree stuff. Right now, what do we have? Well, we have a dude. Okay, so invaders showed up. These wormholes appeared out of nowhere, and people, monsters called invaders pop out of there. Is invaders a clever name? No. Is it the name that we have? Yes. So invaders show up, and they're like, fuck. But look out, because there are three kinds of special humans. There are mages. Mages are just humans that can use magic. We haven't seen any mages in the show, or in the story so far, but we know that mages exist. So there are mages out there doing their thing, using magics and whatnot. There are immortals. They, by the term, do not die. They can regenerate. They can heal themselves from damage. They can mentally survive damage. They're super sensitive to body stuff and smell and all the senses and all that, right? And then there are shapeshifters. And shapeshifters aren't actually what you think of as like, oh, they can take any shape. They basically like can move their bodies in unique ways. They basically are like they have different incredible strengths like super speed, super agility, that kind of thing. Where the mortals don't have all of that. That's how shapeshifters shine. They're basically like the power of a werewolf without any of the wolf shit. That's a shapeshifter. And a lot of immortals work for the government. There's a program that work for the government. They take care of invaders. A lot of shapeshifters, some of them are thieves. Some of them work in crime. A lot of them keep that shit to themselves. And our main character is the son of an immortal and the son of a shapeshifter. Again, no made shit. But his dad and mom, his dad's an immortal, his mom's a shapeshifter. They haven't said that shit to each other. So our guy is the only one that knows that he is of mixed blood. That he has the benefits of both. He's not super sensitive to, he can control the super sensitivity. He can maneuver really well. And he's gone out to be trained because his mom was like, you got to learn how to, survive in the woods and do all the shapeshifter stuff. And then the trainer of the shapeshifter was like, why can you like heal so fast? And why are you strong in these ways? Why don't you have the issues of a shapeshifter? And then his dad sends him to immortal training, and the immortal's just like, why are you so you're physically fit, but why are you so like agile? And why are your reflexes so good? What's going on with you? Why are you cautious about danger? Because immortals usually aren't. So he's kind of the best of both worlds. Now, he's like, I just want to be a civil servant. I like to go in the army, do that, whatever. Go into, do the time that you have to do as a Korean, South Korean. And then, like, I want to just go into civil service. I want to get a cushy office job. And that's fine. But he ends up getting recruited to go for an office job, which is actually an immortal's job. So he goes to get training. And that's where we kind of leave off here is training is done. He's part of a company that gets contracted out by the government, and he's meeting the president of the company. And people really liked him because, here's the thing, because his mom is not an immortal, he's not a pureblood. But why is he so good at everything? Well, it's because they don't know that he's part immortal. And we know, because we read Chapter 0, that he joins this group and is like a one-man assault team. We got to see that shit. But now we're like watching it happen. And I would say that Genius of the Unique Lineage is a good manhwa. It is somewhat predictable. There's some interesting twists and turns of his training, and like the fact that he doesn't tell his other parent the parent's secret, that he's keeping secrets now about that, because each of them thinks that he's the other, that the other one isn't. It's like, why did they never say anything? We're not going to use these beam katanas, or beam samurai swords, but they look dope. Look, they're beam samurai swords. I just wanted to show it to you. We're going to take the blades off and just put them on the kit. But I did want to show you that those look rad. And then we're just going to put them on the side skirts, a.k.a. the best place to put them, in my opinion. Forget the backpack. If you got beam sabers, put them on the side skirt. I think that looks neat, even if I can't remember. I can't figure out how these go on. Supposed to just slide in. Oh, there we go. There we go. Great. Beam sabers sliding in. Let's see. Is there anything else that I forgot about this? Oh, yeah. He also, while he's training, he tries to blend in because he's like, I could get top marks, but it doesn't make sense for me to get top marks because I'm not a pure blood. People would ask questions, and then, it wouldn't be good for me. Because he doesn't want, he's like, I still just want an office job. I don't want to, I guess I could go fight invaders, but I don't want to do that. And we know he does end up doing that, but that's not something he's looking for. So I would say it's interesting. I have enjoyed my time with it. I will probably, check out more of it in the future. But right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing when it comes to it. Okay, so we've got our core fighter here, and our core fighter folds like this, and then these fold like this, and then the core fighter locks into the back and becomes the backpack, and then of course we can have these open up like this and be real cool. And then the only thing left to build is the effects piece that we got to put on the back of this here. Got to put the effects on. So I'm gonna take a photo of this like this, and then I will take the cool bonus photos here with the last thing that we need to build on this thing. Let me just pop in this stand, take a photo here. We'll just do that. I'm gonna take 2 photos. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good manhwa. That's Genius of Unique Lineage. If you're looking for a thing, if you want something that doesn't take place in the mystical Chinese stories that a lot of Korean comics have, or if you're looking for something that doesn't have guilds and that kind of thing, which is a lot of manhwa, this might be something that appeals to you. All right, so we'll do that photo. Then let's build the last part here. We'll put these like this. And then we got to build our rings and things. We got to clear parts here for our rings, because that's like the superpower that this kid has. And then we'll pop up the extra guns. And of course, I'll lean this like this for you when it's done, so you can see all of it in all its glory. Pop up its guns. And then we'll do this little piece here with these rings and get that all connected, because I don't quite understand how that works yet. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I want to finish this up because we are almost done, and then we'll take a pause for the cause, and then we'll build Lego after that. I'm excited to work on this 3-in-1 Lego. We'll figure out which one I want to do. We'll get some Lego parts separated here and knolled, and then we'll be ready to go. We are almost done with this kit. This kit has been a joy to build. It's a lot of tiny pieces, but I think it turned out great, and I was happy to work on it because I do like a good real grade. So, and this is a good real grade. I think the High New is a better kit. I think it looks better, but I have a soft spot for the God Gundam and the Shining Gundam, or the Burning Gundam. If you didn't want to call it the God Gundam, if you were a dub thing, so you didn't want that. All right, so let's see. This is gonna go like that. And this is gonna go like that. All right, so now I have to see how this works, and I don't know. We've got yellow, we've got red, and we've got orange. So we got to do yellow first because it's the smallest ring. So yellow goes, please back and go in there. Basically, like this. And then it, sorry, everybody. This will take me a second because it doesn't quite... Oh, okay. It goes like that. All right. So, like that locks it in place. You bend it, or you move the piece, and then when you open it, it locks it. I got it now. Okay. This is not the easiest thing. There was a brief second where I thought, why didn't you build the weapons? Lashbrook? Here's the thing. The God Gundam is... The fingers are the biggest weapon. You know, finger blasts, golden finger blasts are the biggest weapon on this kit. And yes, I did just say that, but it's true. That is the biggest power on this kit is love and heart. All right, and then our third and final ring and thing goes on like this. And then bend that like that. And then that. Great. And we got our rings here. Here's our rings. And then this attaches to the back of the core. How does that work? Okay. Oh, down here. Got it. Uh-oh. Our middle ring popped out. No. The ring. Oh, God. All of these rings. Oh, this is not... I don't think this is a good system. I think they did the best they could considering they had to do a thing. And you couldn't... These rings had to be complete rings. So they have to have a thing that kind of moves. But then if it moves too much, they just pop out. And this is not a good system. Holy shit, this is not a good system. Okay. I think I got it right. Yeah, this is bad. I would describe this as not good. Delicate, maybe I would say. Everybody does love good finger blasts. You're right, Lord Crashington. All right. Yeah, I would describe that as precarious. Yeah, I think precarious is the way to go with that. All right. There it is. It's connected. Holy shit. That is not a stable thing. It looks awesome. That seems flimsier than it should be. Yeah, Lord Crashington, I mean, the idea that it's gotta have movement to it because the rings need to be able to lock in place without really bending. Like, I think if the plastic was thicker, it could bend a little bit more and you wouldn't feel like it would snap. And then the clear pieces could be more rigid, is my opinion on that. I don't know. But it does feel not great. I'll say that. It feels very not great. I'm going to get a photo of this because it might just collapse here. Because obviously when it's riding on the horse later, it won't have the rings. But when it goes into display back there, it will have the rings. Because the rings will look fucking cool behind me. Very tiny. All right. Now I will show all of you how it looks. Here's how it looks. It fucking looks cool as hell. But it does appear to be pretty damn flimsy, these circles. I'm going to be like fixing that constantly as I move it on and off my bed. Because that is where model kits live. But yeah, this is the God Gundam real grade. It's a bit of a pain in the ass in many aspects, but it looks rad as hell, and I enjoyed building it, and I would certainly build it again. But yeah, it is in parts pretty fucking flimsy. The stand is not this stand here is not the most perfect stand for this kit, but I guess it'll be really stable on the horse in the future. But yeah, that's that kit. I enjoyed building it. I got a bunch of extra hands, which I don't need. And yeah, that was that kit. And there were some extra parts here and there, but nothing like drastic. Nothing really. Not a lot of extra stuff from like another real grade. There's gold parts that like we didn't use that are probably going to be on. I don't think they're going to do the Shining real grade. They might. I think God real grade is the way to go, and they made the right call. Here's some Lego. Here's the Lego box and 3 things. And yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed working on that kit. I look forward to working on another real grade in the future. I like real grades. That was a good time. But we will go ahead and get rid of this. Yep, now we got the Jet. We got the Jet 3-in-1. We'll take a pause for the cause in a moment. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel and go through all that and promote some stuff. We have the Jet. This is the kit here. Our 3-in-1, which means we will assemble, disassemble, assemble. We won't use every part. There's a stand in here, which is fun for the Jet, which is nice. A Lego stand. I like that. We got a helicopter, we got a boat, and we got a jet. And I think we're going to start with the boat because that feels fun. And I think the boat is like middle in amount of parts because it feels like that. This is the most parts are going to go in the jet form because it's the biggest booklet. And I think I believe these are about even. So we're going to do the boat first, and then we'll jump to other Lego here. No decals, no stickers because you are disassembling and reassembling kits or parts here. So we will have to go through and know all this. But first, it's the pause for the cause. This is my opportunity, my grand chance to talk to you about ways you can support this channel and what I do here. So if you would be so kind as to give me a few minutes of your attention. If you are already a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote. If you are a tier 2 subscriber, you get that blue emote. You can throw those emotes in there. Letting the people know about being a subscriber, which is the easiest way to support what I do here. It's very helpful to be a subscriber on the old bill with Baer. For $5 a month or your Prime Gaming token, if you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get cool emotes and you don't have to watch ads, which is nice. And it is an easy way to support me through that way. You can also gift a sub. We are currently at 34 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40 subscribers. That's always the goal. And then when I hit 40, I stop talking about it. So if you'd like to gift a sub, if you want to join the gift sub leaderboard with Aristofan, the only gift sub person right now, bits and coins also always appreciated. There are other ways to support me that don't involve spending that kind of money, but subscribing here is probably really easy. And like I said, you get the direct benefit of not seeing ads, and then also you get cool emotes. And two of those emotes are my 3 of those emotes are my face, but one of them is a tier 2, so I understand why you're not on there. Other ways to support me, because there are. John says a little late. No problem, John. There are plenty of folks that didn't throw emotes in at all, which is okay. You go at your own pace, my friends. Let's see. Oh, so I have a Patreon. You could join my Patreon. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining the Patreon. Yeah, I just posted yesterday with my schedule for the rest of the month. I do $5, $10 get videos early. They get the archives before everybody else. $3 get to vote once a month when I do. That's why they voted for me to do karaoke last week. Thank you very much to them. And $1, you just get some posts about like my schedule, and you get a Q&A every month. Everyone gets the Q&A, but including the $1 patron. So consider that. I've got some like goals set for that, so you can take a look there. YouTube.com/PatBaer. I post videos every Wednesday and every other Monday. You should check it out. It's a good place for fun content that I make. Please check out my YouTube. Subscribe. It's free. And then while you're there, if you wanted to, there's a thing you could do where you could join. And then you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday, which means that tomorrow you'll get the next Do You Remembaer, which I'll talk more about later. But you'll get that. I uploaded it tonight. You'll get it tomorrow. And then everyone else will get it on Wednesday, which is pretty cool. Except for the $5, $10 patrons. You save $3. You only get one video a week, but you do spend less money than the patrons. But at least subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, look, even if you don't really use YouTube, subscribe there. Keep my numbers up. I got to be over 1,000 to get any money from AdSense, and I need that AdSense money. More on that in a second. And then those are all monthly ways to support me, but there's like one-offs. I've got a coffee. I have a Stream Elements. I've got PayPal. If you just want to throw me a bone, a tip, that's like a tip jar. Just want to throw me a couple bucks. It'll go into a fund, and I will use that money along with everything I make through YouTube, which includes AdSense, through Patreon, and through Twitch. Everything I collect from your kind generosity goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and model kits and equipment. I don't buy action figures. I'm not an action figure guy. This Lego set right here, this 3-in-1. This Lego set was purchased because of your generosity. So thank you so much for that. I was able to pick up this kit a little while ago, I think beginning of the year maybe. And then I get to build some cool vehicles with your generosity. Now, the thing I build after that will just be something from my backlog. Unless you buy something from one of my wish lists. And then it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing that I build. And I even shoot a video. Thank you very much. I'm going to drink a little water right now, folks. I got to drink some water. Throat's killing me. Thank you. I feel like this has to be a Transformer triple change at some point. A Lego Transformer would be pretty dope. That actually transformed. Be pretty great. We built that super robot a while ago that was fucking awesome. It would have been cool if that became a jet easily. It didn't. You had to disassemble it and build it up. But it would have been cool. That Lego super robot is awesome. Anyway, if you buy something from my Amazon wish list, I will it'll jump the queue. It'll be the next thing that I built. Once I complete whatever I'm working on. I've got Lego sets. Look, if you want me to say Zabungle a bunch, buy this model kit from Zabungle. The Prometheus model kit, it's $10. It'll be a quick build, probably. It's an old kit, I think. I can't remember. I'm going to look at it now. I got Lego sets. I got inexpensive kits, very expensive kits. I've got this weird pyramid-looking thing that's from 2005 somehow that looks like it's really old because I think they used old artwork of the Prometheus that is just from Zabungle, and I would like for at least 1 to 2 streams say Zabungle a bunch. But yeah, I got Lego sets, I got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, stuff that is Amazon free shipping, stuff that is Prime shipping, and then I've got some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have gear, to just be able to purchase some gear. That's always cool. But yeah, see if there's something there that you would like to see me build on stream. And you can pick that up, and then it'll be the next thing I build, and I won't do the other cool shit that I've got waiting. I recently updated my Throne wish list. There is some stuff that's not on my Amazon wish list, including like some gear and some gift cards that will be nice. Check out that Throne wish list. It's nice to have a wish list with an alternative to Amazon. And then always you can just go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card, and then send me the gift card code, and I will buy something from USA Gundam Store. And send me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open. If you want to support me and you don't want to spend any money, join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. My Discord is lovely, full of great people. Sometimes there are no posts in a day. And sometimes there's a bunch of posts. There's at least one person in there who doesn't watch my streams anymore, but they are active in my Discord, and I don't understand. I do not understand the person that does not watch these streams anymore, but does want to talk occasionally to me in my Discord. I don't get it, but they're welcome there. You're welcome there too. And if you're watching this, I don't get you. I don't understand it. I got a couple of video links for you to check out, please. My numbers are a little low on this one. So if you've missed out on Pat Baer's Anime Club, the most recent Pat Baer's Anime Club that I put up, talking about the, trying to answer the question, do I think that Kicked Banished might be the next big thing in anime? The Kicked Out of the Hero's Party, Banished from the Kingdom subgenre of action, where it's not an isekai. It could be, but it's generally not an isekai. It's just a mistake, like people just fucked up. We got Beast Tamer this season. We're going to talk about Beast Tamer tonight. We had Banished from the Hero's Party. I found a slow life in the countryside from last season or last year. Are more coming? I think they are, because there's a lot of fucking manga that are ongoing that do it. So maybe. Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where every week I hastily research something on Wikipedia and then do my best to talk about it in a funny and hopefully educational manner. This last one, there's a new one coming out this week, but this previous one was about a list of fictional dogs. It's my second time doing a list, and I thought it was kind of fun to just try to remember a lot of music and prose and poetry and books, dogs, because fictional dogs from movie and TV were in a different list. I don't know. It's not my best, but it was a pretty fun one, so check that out if you haven't yet. I loved it. I was just like, oh, it's not my best. It isn't. It's not my best, but it was pretty good. All right. I'm going to drink more water. Harold says, good night, Pat. I'll catch you later. I'll see you later, Harold. No stream tomorrow because I'm going to take the night off and not do Pokemon because my voice isn't good. But hopefully you'll be by on Thursday. And if not, I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here tonight, Harold. All right, we're going to get back to a boat building. The real thing is, I got to drink some water. And I can't do that right now without playing some very important transition music as we get back into building, which we're going to do right now, dramatically. Oh, dang it. Lord Craftsman wants me to dance, and I will. I'm going to hit the dance button. Thank you for using your channel, boys. Here we go. Let me get my Lego time. I don't have a lot of dancing in me. All right, actually, hold on 1 second. I really gotta blow my nose, so I'm gonna mute my mic so you don't hear it. I'll be back in 1 second. I should have kept that music playing. I fucked up. Anyway, we have to null this while I talk about anime, because we can't build until we null. So I'm just going to do a brief. I'm just going to separate by color here, get my parts together, and then we'll get into building. We've got various colors here that we need to do. Let's see here. We got going on here. All right. Cool. Okay. Thank you for using your channel points so that I can play music and kind of dance, because I'm not in the best shape. All right, let's talk about anime while we get ready to get some Lego going here. 3 shows to talk about tonight: Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Beast Tamer, and Management of a Novice Alchemist. If you were like, hey, my issue with episode 2 of Witch from Mercury was no more Gundam fights, huh? We just had like court proceedings and like family drama. And is this a different color from? Yeah, this is dark blue. We got a dark blue and we got a black, friends. These are 2 different colors, and I am going to be bad at that. But hopefully they won't have similar things. They'll hopefully look different enough here. All right, sorry everybody. I know that was not part of the conversation here, but I got to figure this stuff out here. All right, yeah, this and this are different. That's gonna be fun for me. All right, we're gonna start nulling here, and then I'll just keep nulling as I talk about this particular show, which again is Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah, if you were like, Pat, my big complaint with episode 2 was not enough Gundam fights. Well, don't worry. We had some mobile suit fighting going on here. Suletta, our main character, Suletta Mercury, the aforementioned witch of Mercury. One would assume maybe her mom is the witch from Mercury. We don't really know yet. Maybe they're both witches from Mercury. Anyway, she gets reinstated so that she can have her duel, which is a rematch against Ghoul. If you were like, Pat, my other big complaint was not enough Ghoul. Don't worry, you got a lot of Ghoul, and maybe by the end of this, you might even have a begrudging respect for Ghoul. I mean, I don't yet. I know that eventually Ghoul's going to do something that makes me go, okay. Witch is a term for Gundam pilot, so Suletta is the witch. Is that right, Lashbrook? That escaped me, my notice. I apologize. But also, maybe her mom is a witch too. Oh. But she's the witch from Mercury. Okay, so Ghoul it's arranged that he is going to pilot Darrow Blade that has an AI assistant, and by assistant I mean AI is doing all of the fucking work for Ghoul, and he is fucking pissed about that shit because he's a young dumbass, so he has honor, even if he is a goof that is trying to marry people for political gains. He still has like some honor, and he's pissed about this shit. But anyway, Um, Soletta's mom is doing some blackmail here, but also she's blackmailing a would-be somebody that hired an assassin. And then basically another person is like, hey, I want you to... So Shattuck is now going to investigate Soletta. And then, let's see. Ghoul recognizes during the fight, hey, this is like doing all the work for me. And also, weird, like somebody hacked the fire suppression systems, so the Gundam's weaponry, our beam weapons, are less effective, which is blatant cheating and should be cause for at very least, a reset. I would say that the arena having a malfunction like that should be cause for a redo, if not a disqualification. But anyway, when where Alon is like, we're not stopping this duel, a mobile frame gets hijacked by Maureen, our wife, Soletta's future bride, goes and destroys the system so that Soletta can make a comeback. The fights are cool. The music is pumping. Things are good. Ghoul takes back control because he's like, let me do this. I can do this. Don't decide things for me. It's a little like standing up to your dad thing, and then you lose. And then you were like, okay. But Soletta's like, hey, actually, you're not bad. Funnel's still overpowered. Yes, funnels are definitely overpowered. And she's like, you know what? You're pretty okay. And he's just like, actually, your sportsmanship is outstanding. Why you should marry me? And then she's just like, why do I keep getting proposed to? Again, reminder, this girl is not used to people or being social in any regard or anything. And so this concept is a lot. So we're definitely not done with Ghoul. We're definitely not done with espionage and murder attempts and chicanery and shenanigans. We got all that coming up and more. The fights were good. Animation is beautiful. Look, is there some CG stuff in there? Of fucking course there is. But does it look really good? Yes. This is not the farming anime where every monster looks like ass. This stuff is blended really well. It's very clear that a lot of care and attention is going into Witch from Mercury. I think it is stellar. I'm watching on Crunchyroll. I'm liking what I watch. I'm not watching it as it comes out. I'm usually watching it on a Sunday night. So, I don't get spoiled, but there's memes pop up and it's like, oh, okay, I guess something happened here. All right. But I'm really enjoying my time with it. I would say if you have not watched the Gundam series, you could start with this one, because I think the idea of the governments are corporations is a pretty easy jumping off point, a good starting point for a Gundam novice. I think this is a fine enough place to start. And it looks fucking great. And you could watch a Gundam series as it airs, because you could get caught up because it's only episode 3. I would say check it out. Being evil isn't just for government. Is what Gundam is teaching you. Yes, it's also corporations. Corporations are people too, in that they are evil, and will doom all of humanity. Enjoy. Beast Tamer. Here's a show that's not for everyone, but I like it. This is a fun series. I'm enjoying watching this particular anime. This is also episode 3. A reminder. This is the show about the Beast Tamer that was hired. He was not an adventurer. He was plucked out of his village because they wanted to hire the best Beast Tamer they could find for the hero's party. And they treated him terribly. They had no concept of the fact that he was holding the party together, doing all kinds of work besides being a beast tamer, and that he was super strong and also like smart and knew how to fight and all these other things that he could do that they had no concept of because they did not bother to ask. They were just being shitty. He was the person they could dump their negative emotions on. He's like, fine, I got mine. I got fired. He immediately makes a contract with Kanade. Kanade is a cat spirit. So she's like a cat girl, but she's a spirit because that means she can be tamed. And it's not weird in this instance. It is awkward, though, because they got, and they're still their first day together, they got 2 beds in the same room at an inn, which she's happy because she's not camping because she's been on traveling to see the world, and he's weirded out. They have a heart-to-heart, which is very nice, and she thinks positively about their time together, which is fun, and he is definitely like surprised to be sharing a room with a young lady, even if they are connected by the him being a beast tamer and her being a tameable thing. A week later, they've been doing chill quests because his rank got raised to E from F because he did something extraordinary. Probably should have been raised higher, but whatever. But they're just like taking it easy, doing easy quests, like just kind of chilling. They made a lot of money from the thing that happened in episode 2, so they're not really worried. But then they get a special request, like, hey, anyone can do this. There's a guard dog on this bridge, this long bridge that everyone uses. Someone, it's not a real dog, but someone is challenging people to fights, to duels. And it's scaring people off. And we don't know what's going on. Will you investigate? Will you, figure this shit out? And they're like, sure. Nobody's died, but it's like a pain in the ass. And commerce is important and traveling people, all that stuff. So they're like, yes, we will go take care of this. And it turns out to be a dragonoid because, of course, it is a lady who just looks like a regular lady with a dragon tail. She does turn into a dragon in the beginning and then is revealed to be a lady. Her name is Tanya, and she is on a journey because that's what dragonoids do. They go on a journey to become strong. And so she figured the best thing to do was just what am I going to do? Walk around? Or I'll just be here and challenge anyone that looks strong to a fight. And a lot of adventurers have been beaten by her. And they got to stop her, so it's a 2-on-1 fight. She's pretty even with our girl Kanade. She's got more fighting experience than Kanade, but they're still pretty evenly matched. And hand-to-hand fighting isn't going to get the job done. But that's what he's not here for, right? Our boy is a beast tamer and an insect tamer. And he takes advantage of also a bird tamer. He's also a bird tamer because he makes a temporary contract with a bunch of birds that have poison in them, and they peck at her, and they don't kill her, but it's the poison enough to make a dragonoid basically immobile. And so they win. She's like, all right. What are you going to do to me? He's like, move you so you're not on the bridge anymore. And then promise me you won't come back. And she's like, well, what happens if I say no? And he's like, in the most hey, just so you know, I'm the main character. I'm a good boy main character. He goes, I mean, it'd be really troubling if you broke your word. She's like, what am I supposed to do with that? What? All right, we're done Nolan, so let's get to building. He's like, what am I supposed to do with that? If you're not going to be if you're going to trust me, I guess I'm going to have to honor it. So they get their reward. Everything's good. But Tanya's like, look, I got to go training some more. They're like, okay, well, just leave town so that people aren't freaked out by you. And she's like, all right, well, what if instead of that shit, we just hang out? All right, hold on here. It's got to go like this. And then, this goes like that. All right. Got it. She's like, what if instead of me leaving, you tame me and I just hang out with you? Because I feel like I'll get stronger by being in your company because you're gonna get into stuff, and you seem nice. And so that happens. They go through the whole process. Now they're a trio instead of a duo. And in 3 episodes, our guy has saved a bunch of several people, put a lot of bandits in prison, and now has a cat spirit and a dragonoid. So a cat girl and a dragon on his team. Meanwhile, we join the heroes party, and they're having a rough time. They've been trying to get to some place called the Forbidden Woods, which turns out they're not good at navigating. And so they're like, I've got a plan. The hero's like, I got a plan. Let's go find Rain, and we'll ask him to come back just so we can get it, and then we'll just dump him again. He's so nice. He's a pushover. He'll say yes. So it looks like we're going to have a confrontation with the heroes coming up soon. Now, I've read this manga. I like this story. If you were looking for an overpowered main character who is nice and fun, characters that hang out and are a good time, I think it's totally worth checking out. It's a cute series, and I like it. So that's Beast Tamer. It's on Crunchyroll. It comes out on Saturdays, but there's too many. I'm already watching 4 shows that all air on Saturday and covering them for the stream. I can't add another one, so I talk about it on Mondays. And no one's going to be like, on Saturday night, no one's going to be like, Pat, why are we talking about today's episode of Beast Tamer? I don't think so. You talk about today. And then we have Management of a Novice Alchemist. Now, this series is about a girl who she's an orphan that became an alchemist, and her dream is to one day buy back the store, the company that her parents ran, and when they died, she was swindled out of her inheritance of. So she's in a small little town. She's got an assistant now. She literally took over this rundown old alchemist shop after graduating, and the plan was to open today. The episode this episode 3 starts with her open for the first day, and her first customer is a girl named Iris, who has had her arm severed off by what we find out later to be a hell flame grizzly. And what's a hell flame? You could probably guess what it is. A hell flame grizzly is a grizzly bear that is on fire. Literally, it is a on fire bear. Ripped off that arm. They have the hand. They have the part of the arm, and they also she's been burned and poisoned. So our girl's like, do you want me to save her life, or do you want me to heal her? She's like, look, if I did this for free, then I have to close down eventually, and then no one has an alchemist, because I'm also the town doctor. So, I have to charge something. And there's other people with her that are like, what? And she's like, look, I've got to do this. So they say, sure, we will come up with the money, use potions, do your services, we'll make it work. There's a guy that runs the hunter gatherers, these like adventurer guys, Andre. He's like, yeah, we'll make it work. Also, I should point out, not only does she save her life, which is a lot of alchemy, and she's doing her best with it, and is clearly very talented, she also goes and hunts down the bear, because that bear that attacked is going to attack the village again, and also, hey, lots of great materials in that bear. And she doesn't do it with her sword. She does it with, magic and, a magic bullet, basically. It's pretty cool. I should say this. The fight scenes, particularly in this episode, the people fighting against a bear are very good. They are way better than they have any right to be for what is a slice of life fantasy show about a young girl trying to run an alchemy shop.
The fights are good. They're animated very well. The bears looked cool. The people fighting, it looked great. It was very surprising. This show is not as cheap as you might have thought it would be. Um, anyway, but here's the thing. When she takes apart the bear, she realizes, oh, this is a frenzied bear. There are probably more of them, and they're going to come because their food supply must be in danger. So she rallies the town, and she's like, all right, like, hey, bears are coming. I'll help. Some of the hunter-gatherers that don't live in that town but were working there, they leave. Fuck them. Some people stay. And the townspeople were like, look, we don't have anywhere to run to anyway. This is our home. Let's fuck these bears up. So they come up with a plan, and they trap the bears, and everyone fights. Our alchemist does a lot of fucking cool shit. She also saves her assistant, who was staying at home and is a little younger than her, and fights off a lot of bears and is pretty fucking awesome. But she used a lot of potions to help people out, and also her shop got damaged. And the girl who helped fight, Iris, who got hurt in the beginning, she hasn't paid up because she doesn't have the money yet for her treatment. So our girl is in trouble. Sarasa, our main girl, is like, well, I've only been open a day and I'm horribly in debt. So things aren't looking great for her immediately. She's immediately not doing particularly well. But everyone survived and they're all happy and that they did, and she wasn't going to abandon them. But yeah, things aren't exactly where they should be for our girl. Management of a Novice Alchemist is available on High Dive. I think it is great if you have been on the fence because you were like, well, maybe I want to watch Urusei Yatsura. Maybe I want to check out the second part of this season of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Because that used to be on Crunchyroll and isn't anymore because it's on High Dive. Maybe I'll check that out. Or like whatever other things that are on High Dive that you're like, maybe I want to see that. People kept talking about Call of the Night last season. Maybe I want to check that out. I would say they got a 14 free day trial. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by High Dive. I pay for High Dive. They are not a sponsor. But I do think the service is pretty cool and might be worth $5 a month for some of the anime. As of right now, I do not have Netflix and I do not have Hulu, so I am not watching Bleach and I am not watching whatever's on Netflix right now. I am just watching Crunchyroll stuff and High Dive stuff. Will I get Hulu for a month to catch up on Bleach at some point? Probably not. Will I get Netflix at some point? I might get Netflix when Isekai Uncle comes back. I might get Netflix to check that out because they're re-airing the episodes in Japan, and then they will pick up on Netflix at some point. And I might be interested in checking that out again because I did like the preview of it that I saw. But I don't know. Now is the part of the stream where I ask you, what are you watching? What are you checking out? What's on your what are you watching? What video games are you playing? What are you consuming media wise? As I mentioned before, I played a little bit of Overwatch, enough to know that I am not interested in Overwatch. We have not played since Saturday night or Saturday afternoon before the stream. I played a little bit of that, but I'm still playing Gundam Evolution. Gun Tank is still my main, but I'm starting to appreciate the Turn A. I don't think I'm sticking with the Turn A, but I can appreciate what the Turn A is doing. There are things to like about the Turn A Gundam. I get why some people prefer it. I don't have the unicorn. I haven't gone for the unicorn yet. Some people speak very highly of the unicorn Gundam in the context of Gundam Evolution. I like it just fine, but it's not necessarily, or not necessarily something there. That flip feels real good. Yeah. I'm a big Gundam Unicorn and Sazabi fan. Okay, yeah, this is Sazabi. Um, uh, I really like the gun tank. I think that is still my preferred vehicle. Played a bit on Sunday. Um, I didn't have D&D this weekend, which is a shame because I love my D&D. Didn't have any of that, but I did play some of that, which was fun. Let's see. I didn't go through a big report on it, but Saturday night after the stream, I caught the tail end, most of the main events of Triple Mania, AAA, the Mexican wrestling promotion, did 3 big events. They did 3 Triple Manias, which is their biggest draws, and the 2 main events, which both featured brothers, real life brothers, Penta and Phoenix, were fucking Ray Phoenix and Penta Obscura were really fucking good and brutal. And the main event was bloody and a nightmare, and maybe too much for me, but it's still pretty cool. I think it did Portmanteau, Sazabi, and Asimar. I like them both. Yes, you did. I think Sazabi's pretty cool, but I'm not super into it. This weekend I finished the original Bayonetta for the first time. Easy mode for the win. Hell yeah. Aristofan, also hi Aristofan. Sometimes you just want to do the easy mode so you can just play the video game and see the video game. I get that and I understand it. Finishing up Boruto. Or Boruto? Yeah. Probably will go back to Switch for a bit. Hey Ghost Valve, also hi. Let's see. Lashbrook says I played some Scorn up until I got to the combat and then decided to stop playing Scorn. Otherwise, I played a lot of Satisfactory. Yeah, Scorn. It's too wet and squishy for me. I did not like the look of it. I don't mind if it's a puzzle game. I don't mind if it's a demon shooter. It's both, and that's kind of weird. And I don't care that it's both. I know some people were like, "What the fuck? This is a puzzle game," and then people were like, "What the fuck? There's combat in this." It seems like lots of people were confused. I don't want to say everybody. It seems like a lot of people confused about what Scorn was. But what we all know to be true about Scorn is that it's like a Giger design come to life. I don't like it. I don't like the look of it. I hope to God Jeff doesn't play it on Wednesday when I have to mod. I don't have to, where I am a mod for Jeff Gersman's streams. If Jeff is streaming that game on Wednesday or Friday, I will not watch the video. I will just have audio on and make the chat I will just bring the chat up somewhere because I can't look at that game. It just makes me uncomfortable in a way that I'm not willing to be in my life for no reason. I'm not getting paid to look at Scorn, so I'm not going to do it. I started the new Torchlight that is on Steam, which I guess is trying to be less scummy Diablo Immortal with a PC mobile client. Seems alright so far. That's fun, Lord Crescent. Oh, and then Ghost Valve says, Bro Tato seems like a wave-based Vampire Survivors. See, Ghost Valve, I thought you were getting caught up on Boruto, and you had wrote Boruto wrong, and you were watching the Son of Naruto's series. But no, you're playing a video game that I've never heard of that is a wave-based Vampire Survivors. Okay, so Torchlight Infinity, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that either. I mean, that seems like it could be fun. I love the first Torchlight. The end. Never played any more than the first one. Love the first one. Played it a lot and then started a new game and then with cheats and cheated. It was very easy. The tables to cheat in that game were just in the directory. You could just edit in Notepad that game. You didn't need Cheat Engine to cheat in that game, the first one. So I just cheated the values and made myself really tough and played it again. I really liked the first Torchlight. And then I never touched another Torchlight because I think I had my fill. And then I was like, well, if they do the MMO, maybe I'll check that out. And then they never did the MMO. They just did Torchlight 2. Needs better character variety since it only has one lady versus 4 dudes. And she obviously has a big chest. Lord Crashing, that is disappointing. I mean, give me a bunch of different kinds of people. You know, you don't have to do just the one type. Give me options. Fucking video game. Demand options in my video games. What about a big butt? Huh? Come I couldn't even keep doing that. I just love the idea that somebody who's just like, there should be more options. All we're seeing is this one girl. Of course, she's like, what? It's like, what about a girl with a big butt? Huh? I want variety in my games. I want choice. I want diversity. What about big thighs? Huh? Make the anti-Mario butt. Yes. Should have a male, female for each class like Diablo or Lord Crashington. How about they just don't gender the shit at all? Like, they just have a bunch of different looking characters and you just go, okay. Like, they just got some ace people walking around. They got themselves some gender fluid folks, some gender queer folks, some non-binary folks. Like, just have a bunch of bullshit. Put it together. Apex Legends announced a trans woman for its new character. Yes! With elements created by friend of the stream and wonderful person, Samantha Kalman, worked on that new character. And that rules. Samantha helped with that, which is very fun. We love that for Samantha. Apparently it was multiple trans women worked on this character who is a trans woman. So it wasn't just by committee and a bunch of people that were just like, here is a bunch of things I can think of that would be good for this. It was like, let's have people who know what the fuck is going on work on that. And that is legitimately a surprise. It is a pleasant goddamn surprise that is the case. So, look, am I going to play Apex Legends? No. I played it when it first came out, and I was like, I'm good. But am I excited about this shit? Yes. Am I thrilled for Samantha? Fucking course I am. So happy for Samantha. Rules for her. Fucking cool. It's so fun to be like, that she's like working on something fulfilling and cool in her job. And like gets to like help create a character that for some people will just be like, oh yeah, I like her weapons or whatever. And other people will be like, it's me. And then other people will be like, 10 years from now, go, why didn't I fucking, duh. God damn it. There was a post that went out today that was like a web comic from a bunch of years ago or a while ago that was like basically the premise was that it was like, hey, if you think that, you know, what's stopping you from transitioning is you think you'll just be an ugly woman, well, that's just dysmorphia. You're already trans. And just like this webcomic of like this male presented character just sitting there staring, reading that and then staring, and then just like big eye, like, oh. There's also a joke that like, this was a relationship joke that like, there are certain things that people are really into, and you refer to that audience as eggs. Now, you might think, what is egg? You just haven't been hatched yet. Like, it's like, oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, yeah, you're trans. You just like are living, like, you just haven't caught up to the reality of it yet. But like, yeah. We're happy for you. We're here for you. We can't wait for you to figure your shit out. But like, we'll be here when you do. But yeah, also, yeah, dude. But there will be people that are like, years from now, they're just like, yeah, my favorite character in Apex, you know, like, yeah, we just like that. And it was just like, oh, God, okay, yeah, sure. Oops. Duh. Not for everybody, obviously, but like enough people, some people. And it's cool. It's awesome that Samantha got to work on something that will mean a lot to people. It's cool when you can be in a video game, and that's true. Or work on a video game, and that's true. That's just a cool thing that, like, she gets to do. I haven't seen Samantha in a while because I haven't been to, like, a convention or whatever. Other than PAX Unplugged, and I didn't see a lot of people last year at PAX Unplugged. A lot of people I know didn't go to that because that's the show a lot of people I know don't go to. All right, she did. My voice, my throat now just fucking hurts. It just literally hurts to talk. So I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you all so much for being here. We got some good stuff done on this boat. We'll do more boat soon. But yeah, this hurts, and I don't want to talk anymore. No stream tomorrow. As a reminder, I will be back on Thursday with more. Thank you, Wristfan. I've been taking cold medicine. I've been having cough drops. Drinking tea. I'm doing all the stuff you should do. Getting a lot of sleep. All that. So no stream tomorrow. No bonus stream. No Pokemon stream. Because I don't feel great and I want to rest my voice. So I'll be back on Thursday with more model or Lego set building. Keep working on this boat. And I want to thank everybody for being here. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. As we go on a raid, we're going to go find somebody out there doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with and give them some love. Oh, God. Let's go find somebody who's doing stuff that we want to go hang out with, who is doing things that we like. Mary is not streaming tonight. It's Monday. We often raid Mary on Mondays, but Mary's not streaming, which is fine. Mary doesn't have to stream. I want to see who is doing this stream because this is a collective. This is collective. If it's the person I know, we'll be rating them. If it's not a person we know, we won't be rating them because this is a company. I should say a collective. It's a company, but I don't know everybody that works there, but I know one person that works there, and I love them. So if they are streaming, we will go watch this. But I have to let this ad play through. So again, no stream tomorrow because I am not feeling good. But we will be back on Thursday for more Lego, which is nice. That's good, easy brain stuff for me. All right, so my buddy Jordan is playing Hades. So we're going to go raid Ray FK. Jordan is a fantastic person, great streamer, great community. Mary's in Vegas with her dad. That's awesome. We love that for Mary. That's great. You know, like, very cool. So we're going to go raid Jordan. Jordan is great people. Hades is a fun video game. Please come along in this raid because my voice is bad right now and I want to go hang out. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you will come and hang out with me. Thanks everybody for being here. I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.